And so because God is faithful to his people, because God redeems his people, we can trust God to provide for us today because he has provided for us in the past. If you are in the midst of suffering, if you're in the midst of trials, know that the story of God's people does not end in heartbreak. It does not end in suffering or grief. If that's where you are right now, you can be sure that the story isn't over. God does not leave us in death and despair. He has promised to take us to life everlasting, to life eternal. God provided for Ruth and Naomi, and so we can trust that he will provide for us. But more significantly, most importantly, God has provided Jesus for us so that we can trust that he will provide for us in any situation. One of the verses that I often find myself falling on when facing hard times, when questioning God's goodness or faithfulness, is Romans 8:32. That he who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? Right? We can trust that God is working good things for us because of the great gift he has given us in Jesus. If God is willing to give us his son, what lesser thing would he withhold from us, right? Like if I'm willing to buy you a car, I'll probably take you out to lunch. Like if that, right? If that's the logic right there. If God is willing to give us his son, then he'll care for our needs. And if we run into something that feels like he's not caring for us, if we run into something that feels like he is not being good to us, we can trust, no, if he was willing to give up Jesus, then this must be for my good somehow. In the long run, I will see how this has been good for me.